Everybody? Oh man, it's freezing out. It's a bit chilly. It's a bit cold, that's all. Feel like running the major flame just to stay warm. So yeah, we got that. What's everybody up to? How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday to you. Tuesday evening. Uh-oh. Trying to snap this. There we go. All right, so we're going to pull one of those kind of like marbles that have like the electric looking plasma ball inside it. The one from last night came out pretty cool. I want to do a second one though. Might throw some dichro on this one as well on the back end, but we'll see what happens and how it's all flowing. Got to see how it flows. What's up, John? Red Squeak. Bill, how are you? Red Eye 5150 RW. How are you? Philip, Red Squeak is in house. NC North Carolina Prospectors. Cody, what's up? Quirt. Just getting ready for work, Andy. What's up? What's up, Betsy? How are you doing? Okay. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is the initial start of that item. Got to be really careful when you start this guy, because one little mess up and it's all toast. Bring it down here. Dingle dangle. Then we just pull it down a little bit. About like that. Small puff of air. Then we're going to bring it down and open it up. What's up, everybody? Hi, Cody. How are you? Anyway, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? What's up, Psychic On? Or Fox. Sorry, Psychic Fox. Got it wrong. Mr. Diglett, what's up? How you doing? All right, let me open this up and we'll probably zoom in because you won't be able to see much without that. Pop that open. About like that. All right, let's pop it in a little bit closer. Not that close, though. Probably right about there. That'll get a good view. Trying to see if I have one specific size rod here. And I do not. That's okay, though. So we're going to do that knitting stuff. What's up, L to the B? I'm going to bring it out here and do that whole knitting process to create that cage. And we got to make these loops on here. So right now we just have to make these loops. Got to make sure they're a little bit uneven. A little bit more. Just a tiny bit more. Okay, should be good on that. Warm it up. So we have that like little cage built. It's just like a little knitted cage. Nothing exotic. Then we're going to grab some silver and silver fume it. Create that little bit of color from pure silver, and here we go. Let me push that out somewhere there. There we go. So now we have the whole thing coated in the silver. You can see it all change the coloring. We're going to take that beautiful little cage and we're going to wreck it by shrinking it all down and hopefully get a really cool response to it. This is that really kind of crazy pattern that happens. This is where it gets scary right here. It does not like hanging out there. And I think we're okay now. Yep, we're all good. It worked out. So I just have to kind of get it melded in a little bit, and I'll show you all the end result here. This is where it kind of gets cool, though. Just got to really meld that in. All right, let's bring it over to the side view. I think that's going to help you all see it a little bit better. We're going to heat it up and bring it over, and I'll let you see the reveal. We're going to bring it over here. Now you're going to start to see that little patterning form up right there. There we got all those little tentacles floating around in there. Like that. Isn't that cool? It just magically appears. That's pretty badass, you have to admit. Okay, let's grab some blue. Is that going to be long enough? Yeah, I don't think so. Do I have a shorty here? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so we're going to attach it here. Now we have to separate that tube from the main object. And here we go. So this part's always fun. It's called a flame cut. I never get bored with it, but if you don't do it right, it can make a mess. All right, here we go. We're going to heat it up. There we go. Now we just cut that off. All that work for that little bit in there. All right, now we just have to get this little end melted off a little. Clean it up. Then we're going to magnify everything. Yeah, I think we're okay. So I'll show you kind of, hopefully we get a little view of it. I don't know if you guys will get a good sense of what's in there yet. Once we magnify it, you'll definitely see the patterning. But right now, you're going to have a hard time seeing it, probably. It's not going to show exactly. Yeah, we're going to need some work on that. Let's go ahead and magnify it up, and then you guys will definitely get a better view. So what we're going to do is add a whole bunch of clear to the end here. It kind of looks like lightning strike a little bit. Do I use the one-way valves? You're talking about flashback arresters, and yes, you always use flashback arresters. Always, always, always. Check valves. And here we go. So what's happening right now, we're kind of building a magnifying window on here, kind of like a magnifying glass onto that little section. What's going to end up happening is that you're going to be able to see all those little details a hell of a lot better because it's just going to be like a magnifying glass. But you have to be really, really careful not to distort the image in there either. We're looking good. So we're going to back the back end with blue now, the inside. Perfect, thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and pop it in the back here. Again, we don't want to distort the image. So we're just kind of letting that glass meld on there. A little bit more. A little bit of balance. This is going to be a pretty badass marble, to be honest. So this will be in the middle. Let's go ahead and burn this off up here, see where we're at, just in case I don't want to go any further with it. We're going to kind of pressure test the result here. Make sure it's something worthwhile before I go any further. All right, let's get this rounded out and take a look at what we got and see how it looks. So we just got to melt this a little bit down. Yeah, this is going to be the implosion, kind of implosion marble. Thank you, North Carolina prospectors. Okay, so here we go. Going to bring it in. Just melt it in a little bit. Yeah, I think we're okay. What's up, Jojo? No, not a memorial. And side view. Sorry, took me a second there. Okay, we're going to kind of let the reveal happen here just a little bit. Not much, right? There we are. Now we got that kind of scattered pattern in there. And it's going to get better and better as it cools off. Just this wild kind of scatter pattern. And as we magnify it, it's going to get better. It's going to look better the more we do. Okay, we're going to grab a little bit of clear here, pop it on. Now this will allow me to make it a little bit bigger if I decide to do so. But this will be my reserve holding rod at the moment. All right, we're good there. Let's burn it off at the back end here. Going to grab a little bit of uranium. We're going to back the back end of this with some uranium, pop the dichro on top of this. And hopefully this is really bright when it's done. So let's add the uranium in here. There we go. Okay, let's pull that off. All right, we're going to add a little bit of clear to that end, encase that uranium a little bit, and then we're going to do some dichro. How much does uranium glass cost? About $150 a pound. It's roughly $150 a pound. All right, we're going to encase this up a little. I want to create a little bit of separation between the uranium and the dichro. That way it has a really beautiful glow to it. Okay, there we go. We're going to pull that off. Yep, we're going to take a little bit of black sparkle, going to go around that. So we're going to have like 3 or 4 colors before we even hit the dichro. Perfect. So I'll kind of show you where we're at. We'll build it in stages. So right there, we got the uranium, dead center in the middle. It's going to be hard to see. Got the black ring. We got the cobalt blue and the clear up there. We got the pattern back here. So you got that pattern running on the opposite side right now. That's kind of where we're at the moment. We're throwing the kitchen sink at it. Throwing the kitchen sink at it. Actually, you know what? We haven't done the filter in a while. So this filter is what my glasses are made out of. My lenses. So we're going to show you what I see when I make all this. Here we go. You drop it in. See how that changes everything? The flame almost disappears up in the top. See, it's gone. Watch. It's just completely gone. Now, a lot of people ask why I don't leave the filter on with the camera, because you would miss out on all those colors. Everything that is disappearing right there, you wouldn't see either while I'm making things. So that's why I do not leave the filter on. So right now we're just going to try and get this marble a little bit melded in here. I want that black melted in on the sides. And then we're going to do the dichro, pop it on there. Debating on throwing some opals on top of that other side that has the little lightning on it. Maybe just a little opal on there. Might be too much though. If you stretch it and compress it like you do with the smaller marbles, would that do wispy? No. No, it wouldn't. It would change it completely different. Okay, a little bit more. All right, I think we're okay. I'm going to leave it sit here for a minute. I got to let it cool off. We're going to make the dichro section, attach it to the back. While we're doing that, might as well bring over to the side cam so you guys can see a little bit. So that's what it looks like when it's super hot like that. There's the uranium. You can definitely tell that uranium's popping in there now. See it kind of right there? There's the black sparkle. And again, we have that front. It's really hard to show. But we got all that on the other side. It's really hard to balance this. I don't want to burn myself. All right, let's get some of these flowers out of the way from earlier today. All right, let's bust some dichro out. Actually, we're going to do a different dichro this time. We're going to use the golden dichro. So this is the color that we got. So you can see it's got blue. And then it transitions to like a gold. All right, camera. So you're going to see it kind of transition. Well, maybe not. There's the gold. And then there's the blue. So those are the two colors it's going to bounce between. That and that. So we'll get both of those colors coming out of it. Got it separated. All right, let's do this dichro. There we are. I had to find the glass side. Let's encase it. That's bright as hell. Sorry for the language. It's bright. We haven't even finished it yet. So there's the dichro side. So that's the side that actually has the metal. And then there is the other side. Oh, I wish you guys could see it this way. There it is, all shiny like that. Let's go ahead and get this thing all done. This is going to be super, super, super bright. Insanely bright. I'm thinking about really diluting it. It might be too much. Okay, we're going to encase the sides real quick. All right, let's see what we got. So as I bounce it around, you're going to see that blue transition into the gold. Look at that blue, and then it's going to shift to the pinky gold. There's the gold that you see. So those are the colors that are going to bounce through that sparkle. Yeah, this is a beautiful color. You guys ready to see some insane color changes? I hope you're ready for some insane color changes because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be insanely awesome. It's going to look good. Here we go. So right now what's happening is I had a flat surface of all that metal. It's like a mirror, like the back of a mirror, all flat, coated in a metal surface, kind of like a mirror has that silvery gray surface in the back. Same thing, but just different color. And when I encased it in the clear, we basically enveloped all of that. And then now I'm taking all that flat surface and I'm shredding it apart by twisting everything up. So basically it takes that little metal coating and shreds it like a confetti paper shredder. A little bit more, and I'll show you what the end result is. Then we're going to attach it to that marble and make an amazing combination here. All right, let's bring it out. I don't even need to really hit the light with it. You can see it just getting super shiny like that on its own. So that is all the little sparkles bouncing through it. Let's see if I can bring it right up. Yeah, look how glittery that is. It's insanely bright. It's hard to even see right now. Now, once it gets the blue background behind it, it gets even better. So once I pop it up against that blue and black, it's going to look amazing. Yeah, once we pop it up against the black, it's going to look really, really, really good. So we got to separate it this end. Clean that up a little. I want to remove any air pockets that might be existing in there. Debating on using this side. It's almost like it's a little brighter. I don't know yet. Let me take a look at it. Let me just get it rounded out here. It's pretty bright. I don't know. It definitely has some insane color bouncing through there. See all that? That to me, I think that's a little more color visual coming through. Seems like it has a little more bouncy color. Yeah, it's almost like total glitter. Yeah, we're going to use this side. I'm going to switch it up. Yeah, it's very pretty on its own. I'm going to switch it up real quick. And that's the beauty of glass. You can switch things up so fast. You can change your mind instantly and say, wow, that looks so much better, and change things in a different direction all day long. Glass is extremely forgiving material to work with. Like, I tried pottery, and I love pottery. I think it's pretty amazing. But man, when it goes south, it goes south fast. Same thing with woodworking. You chip the wood the wrong way or break it, you're like, oh, damn it. All that work and it went to hell. But this is really forgiving. All right, there we go. My site, really good. I see your chat, so I'm good. All right, let's separate. I'm going to try and show you the side of the Dichro. This looks kind of cool sometimes. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But there's the side of the Dichro. You can see all those little lines running through it now. Tiny little air bubbles in there, but they'll go away. See the Dichro right there? That's what it looks at from the side. Doesn't look like anything, right? And then you pop it on the end, and you get all those little sparkles. Nothing. Sparkles. Can't wait to get your own studio set up? Yeah, that'll be cool. All right, let's fuse this all together. What do y'all say? Did I set up my... Oh, I did set up Big Flame. Afterburner. Turn on the afterburners here. So now we're fusing everything together. Chili pepper kiln? No, I don't like the chili pepper kiln. Honestly, I hate it. I'm not trying to dish your kiln, or if you're looking at it, the chili pepper kiln I hate. You'd be better off getting a top-loading small square kiln from AIM. If you really want some kiln advice, you can message me, but I do not like the chili pepper at all. You could definitely get more kiln for less money. I really need to get my school application all done, meaning the school, SKOOL. So I could help you all get this stuff done correctly. Yeah, just look up AIM, AIM kilns, or just even a Genken, Jenken, kiln, and a little top loader. Top loaders are good. You can even take a drill and carve into the side bricks and create your own bead door in it. Used it in your intensive class? Yeah, I don't like the chili pepper. I really think it's a waste of money. But that's my opinion. I mean, it's just a observation. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong, though. All right, this is looking awesome. Got a few little air bubbles in it, but kind of like them. I was going to pop them out, but I kind of like the little air bubbles in there. They're cute little bubbles. Almost looks like I placed them in there. Okay, so we're going to start working on the other side, pushing this together, getting it more into like a marble shape. So we're going to pull this down a little bit. Looks like a big-ass ice cream cone, right? Turn that down a little bit. Might do something cool in the middle here. I'm debating right now. I don't want to wreck this thing, but it looks, ugh. I have an idea, maybe. There we go. Ice cream cone engaged. Whew. We're all good now. Let's go ahead and pull the camera back. I'm going to have to go into the mold a little bit, so we'll pull the camera back for a little bit. Not much detail going to go on here. Yeah, this is a really cool process, to be honest. It's kind of neat. It's hard to, I don't like calling these marbles, especially when they get like in the 2.5 inch range. But it's the best way to describe it. You say paperweight, and they don't really make sense. Everybody always assumes paperweights are like thin, or not thin, but squishy. So the definition of like paperweight for me changes. To me, this would be a paperweight. Or a defensive weapon if you were in trouble. All right, so we're melding it down here. Let me use the filter so you guys get a little view while we're at it. So there we are. So now you can see, that's what I see, like that. Versus that. I can only hold this out here for so long before the radiating heat kills me. But that's how I see the world. Peering into the sun. I can make witch balls, actually. Oh, she's looking beautiful. I don't know if I really want to wreck this thing. It looks so perfect as is. So we're going to start coming into the mold here. So I got a big old marble there covering up one of them. I know, there's a lot of heat, right, Groves? That's what I tell people. The radiating heat coming off the marble, that's where the heat is. The torch itself isn't hot. I mean, it is, but the radiating heat coming off the marble is where you get burnt. Groves is 100% correct there. Yeah, I'm all good on airflow. Trust me, my airflow's good. I can feel a breeze coming right up my desk here. Not good. It's cold as hell. All right, you guys want a sneak peek at it? How about a sneak peek at one end? Doesn't that look cool? There we go. Now there is uranium backing that too. So we're going to bring it right up there. Pretty cool, huh? Little wispies. I was going to do these wisps around the side, but I'm not going to. This looks cool as is. I'm not changing it. It's actually really cool. And there's uranium behind that. So it's going to have that bright, bright green right behind it. This will be the Captain Insano marble. Anybody know where Captain Insano comes from? Anybody want to name that movie? All right, here we go. So we're going to meld this up a little. We got to even it out. Water boy, that's right. Good job. Nice trivia answer there. All right, I am going to actually separate. We're going to need more than I can provide on this little handle here. Wait till you see this. We're going to pop this over here. I don't know if I should show it to you now or later, but we'll do it now. Why not? Look at that red dichro glow. Did I tell you that dichro would be insane? Do we have a little galaxy going or what? All right, in front of the camera. There we go. Looks like a little galaxy, right? All right, let's make this big. I'm gonna make this a little large because it deserves it. Yeah, this one is a wowie marble. This is definitely a wowie. I was going to throw opal in here, but I'm not. It would actually make it bad. It would not be good for it. So we're going to add a tremendous amount on here. Make this thing just big. Yeah, it doesn't need anything else. That galaxy look is pretty... Less is more on this one. Looks like a nebula? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love space themes. I've been known to sit there and look at the Hubble photographs for a long time. Now it's the James Webb. But I'll go through and look at all kinds of space pictures and try and get ideas for colors and combinations. I'm always perusing different photographs of things, sunsets, sunrises, evening stars, aurora borealis. And then I archive them into photographs that I really like that I want to replicate out of glass. You know, these are things that I want to kind of replicate. Images and stuff like that. Like I really want to try and get the Horsehead Nebula done. I've tried it several times and I've never gotten it right. It's always looked cool, but never the Horsehead Nebula. All right, there we go. We got this big old round ball going. Yeah, you know, I've tried several waves, and I don't know what it is. I haven't made a really, really good wave by itself. I did one wave one time that looked really good, and that was a memorial. Well, not really a memorial. That was an anniversary present I did for a friend of ours. And what we do for the anniversary presents is we take hair clippings, and then I infuse it into the glass from both parties, and I kind of combine the DNA. Well, we kind of burn up the DNA, but anyway, I take the hair particles, infuse it into the glass as a unity piece. So anyway, on that one, she had to get hair samples from her husband without him knowing. So she told me she was like in the middle of the night with scissors over his head while he was sleeping, hoping he wouldn't wake up while she had these big scissors over his head. It's like, yeah, that's a little scary. I would have freaked out. But anyway, so that piece I ended up doing a wave on. It looked really good. That's the only wave I've ever done that looked good. All right, let's start getting this rounded up. Rounded up. Ah, thank you, Bryceper. All right, let's get this kind of rounded up. We're going to switch the punty to the other side, round that up, and hopefully this one will all be done. It's going to look pretty amazing, I hope. So in order to get it super round, you keep going to smaller and smaller molds, and it runs around the rim, the outside rims. That's how you get rid of all that extra stuff. How does all the glass overlaid affect the dichro? It's good. You're about to see. It looks amazing. Magnifies everything. I don't burn my dichro out. My dichro never burns out, ever. I do it completely backwards from everybody on the planet, but I don't have any burnouts. I never, ever, ever burn my dichro out. I got to let it settle down, though, real quick. It's still moving around. All right, let's check it out. While I let it cool off a little. So there we are. Yeah, it's still super hot. It's not going to show it exactly. There you go. Looks like a little galaxy, right? Bring it way out. Not a single burnout in there. Bring it right up for just a second. There you go. I can't keep it too close to the camera or we'll melt it. But even way back here, you can see it's pretty bright. Not a strange question. I am one of the few people that I actually love doing the memorial work. I started memorial work quite a while ago. We don't really advertise it too much because we're constantly busy for it. I know the black hole theme, right? From Disney, you mean? Yeah. All right, let's pull this little nubby off here. So when you get to the end of these marbles, you should always pull the little tidbits of the rods off. Because when you set these rods down, they can pick up little chunks of crap, dust or carbon or all kinds of little stuff. So you always want to wipe them off on the end and before you reattach. Yeah, this one's beautiful actually. We do have to work the end out a little bit over here. It's a little bit egg-shaped. So we do have to kind of meld it in. Okay, we're going to separate there. Pull this little section off. So we'll give you a little preview of it on this side. Did I tell you it'd be pretty amazing when it cooled off? So we got all that going on in there. And then there's the uranium behind. I don't think it's going to show up yet. Yeah, no. Pretty, right? Thank you, Amanda. Oop, crap, almost knocked it off the rod. Crap. That would have been sucky. Okay, now we just have to melt it in and get it looking good. Right now it's kind of egg-shaped. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's taller on the back where that little fuzzy stuff is as opposed to the dichro side. So it's kind of got an egg shape. So we're just going to bring it down and melt it in. And here we go. There we go. Get it a little bit more fine-tuned now. So the problem on this, what's happening right now, that middle section, that dark line that's running around it, that is the colored glass. It moves slower than the clear on both ends. So what's happening is the clear is moving at one rate and the black is moving at a different rate. So it makes it hard to blend in. You kind of have to overheat it to get it all to move at the same pace. So that's kind of the stuck moment. Oh crap, I'm on the wrong view. Sorry. I just realized I'm on the crappy view. Sorry. There we go. In fact, I'll punch it in for you guys for a moment. So sorry about the view. what is inside to create the pattern, you're going to have to go back and look at it. I can't really explain it. It's a madness, chaos. So there we go. We got a little bit of that ring. So you can see that little gap in there between there. We got to get that worked out. I'm really trying to get that little spot worked out. It's not cooperating. So we're going to have to superheat it. A little more than I normally like, but it's okay. Can't burn the glass. Okay, got a little bit of that egg shape back, but we got rid of the middle line. Now we're going to go to the smaller mold and hopefully get rid of that middle line section. I should probably pull the camera back out so you guys can catch that view. There we go. Let me see if the view kind of has the... Yeah, let me move this out of the way. Bring that in. We'll bring in the marble view so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So we just bring it in and get it nice and rounded out. Got a little wobble to it still. Anyway, I like showing that little section there. Torch is about 3,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Give or take a little. 200 or 300 degrees. About 3,800 is a good standard point. I really don't want it much hotter. I don't like going above 4,500 degrees because it does get a little warm. And in order to do that, I got to use a special substance called propylene. It's chemolene and propane mixture. So it's hotter than propane by like 500 degrees. And it's super expensive to use. So I don't like doing that. Like when I did the 4.5-inch marble, that's what I had to use. All right, I think this side is done. We're going to finalize the other side there. I've gone this far. I do not want any flaws on this. You know, we've done this much work to it. I don't want to tweak it out. So let me show you this side before we get done with that portion. I think this side is finalized here. Again, you don't see much into it, and then all of a sudden, hello, beautiful. And then that'll start getting even more wispier. There we are. It just looks like a wisp of energy and fun. See a little bit more coming in as it cools. Oh, it's a heavy marble. Yeah, it weighs a little bit. Or are you talking about the 4.5 inch? The 4.5 inch was super heavy. Like I said, I'll never make another one. I will never, ever make another 4.5 inch marble. That actually hurt. I blistered my entire chest from that one. I literally had burn blisters on it. And that was, I even had Kevlar behind it. No, I don't do any letters. Letters are like homing pigeons. They always find their way home, broken. So I don't do letters. Some items I call homing pigeons. They always find their way home, broken. So I don't do those, unfortunately. It's not that I don't like the idea. I just don't like repairing. What's up, Christy? How you doing? All right, we got a little bit of a wobble in here. I'm going to see if you guys can notice it. We're going to bring in the side view. So watch the reflection of the lights coming off my ceiling. See those little bars up there? And right there, there's a little wobble. And right there, there's a wobble. Other than that, I think we're okay. And there's definitely one at the tip. Got that little bump up there. So we're just going to get that tiny little wobble out. And the bump. You can message us at thefieryguy.com. We don't discuss prices online because it gets into back and forth, and I'm kind of here to have some fun with everybody, and I don't want to go into price discussions, leave everybody else out. Christy, this one has uranium, cobalt blue, golden dichro. I'll show you the dichro in a minute. But it definitely has a lot of uranium on the inside. It doesn't show it right now, but with a black light, yeah. Yeah, this one definitely shows some incredible colors. But the cobalt almost looks black. I used a very dark version of this cobalt. This is the darkest version of cobalt other than turbo cobalt. All right, let's work this little bit out of here. Get it all nice and randy. All right. Ooh, crap. Damn it. Stabbed myself. If you see blood dripping down my hand, I promise you I'm okay. Just a little cut. You could literally say I put my blood, sweat, and tears in this. There we go. Get rid of that. I don't think there's any more left to do to it. I think it's perfect now. I don't see a single bobble wobble or anything to it. No, I very rarely use turbo cobalt. Turbo cobalt literally looks black. I mean, honestly looks black. In fact, before there was a good black, turbo cobalt was the black. That you would have to use. Okay, there we go. Look at that dichro we got going. Again, no burnout. Little galaxy going. Tell me that doesn't look like a galaxy, a photo from a galaxy. No burnout. We got any uranium showing? No, there's uranium behind that too. No, the other side uranium. Not this one. All right, we're going to leave it on the side view for a moment. Going to grip it here. And we have to detach it. There we go. Oh, look at that beautiful dichro way out there. You can even see the dichro way out there. Look at that. And then you just tap, off it comes. And it leaves a little punty mark. I can definitely show you this one. See that little punty mark right there at the top dead center? So that's what we have to fuse out of it with the little tiny flame. Come to this side, kind of get it going that way because it does like to flow a little bit. Oh, that's a big marble. Yep, no flaws. All right, let me see if I can grip it, rip it. There. I can't hold it out too long, but there we got all the wispies coming out of it. Told you it's pretty. Then we got the dichro on the other side like that. And there we go like that. Then we just park it in the kiln. And back of the kiln with you go. Oh, that one is beautiful. I like it. Yeah, that one I'm digging. I think it looks cool. Anyway, yeah, I like that one. So I am going to shut down for just like 10 minutes and come right back. I got to go take care of something real quick. I'm going to come back on YouTube. I might be horizontal on the YouTube. So give me 10 minutes. I got to be right back. I got to go take care of something. I'll be right back. And yeah, 10 minutes. But I might be horizontal when we come back on YouTube.